there's a 1972, I believe it's my wife's dream vehicle. I started messing with it like a year ago. And I thought the ignition switch was bad. It just looks bad, but all it is just this wire's tucked back in and it's these 4 screws. But I went to turn the key and I forgot that I was messing with the starter, and I read somewhere that if there's like one main wire that runs to everything up here. So with that, you know, I can't think of how I was trying to say is without that connected on the starter, it says it doesn't allow for power to come to the rest of the vehicle, which would make sense. So now I have to go see and mess with that. All right, so I was losing my mind, right? I had this where I turn key, lights come on, everything, no starter. And along the line somewhere, well, let me say this first. I tested the starter was bad. Okay, not a problem. But along the line somewhere, I lost power to everything other than the starter, obviously. And I come in and I'm checking everything. I have a test light. I'm having power to the starter from the battery with the starter from this. It's, you know, I tested the starter there. And now I have power, right? Well, what it was one single wire that I'm assuming comes from the back, and I'm sure you can't. It's this red wire here. It popped off at some point, and that's what did it all. Now, if you listen, I don't know if you hear that, but the starter's turning. We have lights, we have, you know, headlights, blinkers, all that crap. But you can see, yeah. So, next step, check for spark. Sorry, this is super close in. There we go. There we go. And see if we can get this bad boy running. All right, so I just sanded the points. Let's see what happens when I flick them. No spark. All right. Let's take the coil off, replace it with another one, and see if that makes a difference. So it's day 2. I was getting no power to the coil, to the distributor, nothing. I went through 2 different distributors, then another coil, wherever it is. And so I was testing. I have power at the ignition switch. I have power at terminal 15, whatever that has to do. I come back, still getting nothing. Check the inline fuse, nothing. Come back in here, well, somebody was messing with this before, so there was wires that were all unhooked back here, so I had to try to find where those all had to go. Now I have spark, so now I'm gonna put the distributor on, throw some fuel in the carburetor, and see if she goes. All right, she ran.